All of Us Strangers is a romance fantasy drama written and directed by Andrew Haigh, known for movies like Weekend, the TV film Looking, and Lean on Pete. A screenwriter drawn back to his childhood home enters into a fledgling relationship with a mysterious neighbor as he then discovers his parents appear to be living just as they were on the day they died, 30 years before. The film's runtime is 105 minutes. Film's rating is R in color, based on the novel by Taicha Yamada, starring Andrew Scott. So, All of Us Strangers. This is the movie I went to see last night in theaters when I do I call it a picture day, in which I go see movies. But, you know, back in the day, I used to call it pictures, so I call it picture day, where I go spend the whole day in the movies. But this time, I went for a late night shift, so I went like from 6, I saw a movie at 6, and then I saw another at 9. So this was the movie I saw at 6, pretty much. So All of Us Strangers, let's talk about it. This movie, damn, what an incredible film. This is a film, it's a romance movie, which I do enjoy some romance. One of my favorite films up there is the Before trilogy. So, but also deals with a very personal story. This movie is very personal. It tells the story of course, the man Adam, who is a screenwriter. And he's, you know, he's in love with a guy. Well, they really don't specifically say, but he, you know, he has a fond of a guy. And, you know, he is still dealing with the loss of his parents. And, yeah, I think, first off, Andrew Scott is amazing in this movie. I think Andrew Scott is just, first off, it's just funny because while watching the movie, I never saw the show Fleabag, but I know that he's in the show Fleabag. He plays the priest in that show, and I was just watching the movie thinking, well, damn, he went from a priest to a guy, you know, who's not doing the most religious thing ever. And yeah, I think Andrew Scott's performance is just really good. A man just dealing with a lot of personal stuff. Mostly trying to deal with, of course, the loss of his parents, and still not 100% completely gone over it, and still deals with, I guess, being alone and having the idea of just being lonely, which is pretty damn personal stuff. And while watching this movie, I was really looking at it like, this seems like a very personal film. Like, I believe the person who wrote this, or I mean the novel, definitely is a personal story to that person's life, because it feels so personal. It has that quality to it. And man, Andrew Scott's performance is just incredible. The parents, who are played by Mr. Let's see, hopefully I got let me get it. Claire Foy plays mom, and Jamie Bell is dad. And yeah, the parents are great. Yeah, when they find out about their son and of course, him being a homosexual, you know, the mom feels a little, you know, hesitant, you know, beforehand. This is a long time ago, so the mentality that they had back then, which is interesting. I love how they deal with the mentality of the parents, because they're not like these parents are in this modern era. It's like they're still in their mentality from 30 years ago, and it's really interesting stuff. And yeah, and the dad is great. I mean, it's always cool seeing Jamie Bell. And yeah, the father relationship between him and his son, and just like, they're not perfect. They still, you know, the son still loves them, and you know, has good, like, thinks of them very highly, and has a positive mindset for his parents, which he lost very young. It's very powerful stuff. And yeah, also the guy, his boyfriend, played by a guy named Paul Mescal, plays Harry. And yeah, this guy, I mean, he kind of looks like Jack Harlow. That's what I was watching the movie. Oh, this guy reminds me of this dude. And yeah, he's a great performance. He's another guy dealing with a lot of pretty tough moments. He drinks, and he also feels lonely, and he does things that's a little far-fetched. But, you know, the relationship between the two is just really good. Their chemistry is very good. They both work just very well together, and they're just a relationship together. And also the parents and him, they have great chemistry. Them, you know, you can tell he has just the mindset of just, you know, having lost his parents is very tough. It's a very tough thing to experience, especially at a young age. And yeah, he still is trying to, you know, go with the flow. And yeah, it's great. And the direction by Andrew Leigh is really good. This is a psychological, even though this is a romance film, it has psychological fantasy aspect to it, which I really did love. I love those moments because it differs for what this movie could have been. It's very interesting, and just that and just the fantastical aspects of him, Andrew Scott, talking to his family, pretty much the same age as him, pretty much. They're like in the same age range, I think. So it's just really interesting, him having that conversation with his parents and talking about his life, because, you know, he never really got a chance to, and it's really powerful stuff. There's moments where I was like, damn, this is incredible powerfulness to this film, and so much just personalness to it as well. It's just, damn, it's really incredible. The also the script, the story is really interesting. The world, the him going to see his parents and knowing that, you know, they're dead. So it's like, this is very interesting stuff, and you actually get to see, in a way, the point of view of the boyfriend when he tries to, you know, let him in. And it's like, it's sad stuff, man. It really is pretty damn sad stuff. The music by Emilia Levin-Saifaruk is just great. The score for this film is really good. It's very methodical in a way, which could, you know, I'm not gonna lie, because sometimes music like this could put a person to sleep, but I didn't feel that way. I was just like, alright, this is really easing me in to it. And I think the score for what this movie was going for was damn good. The DP by Jamie Ramsey is just great. It's such a well-shot film. It's a visually spectacle. It's just stunning to watch. This film is so good. Again, this is not the kind of movie I would watch, because me, I have my tastes. You know, I love me some action, crime films, and it's, you know, I do enjoy me some romance, so this movie definitely eased me into it. But man, this film is such a powerful movie with such emotions, and really, it's like you're watching a real life situation. It's not like you're watching a movie. It's like you're watching a person dealing with things. You see how he deals with it by, of course, going to, you know, see his parents, which, you know, aren't sadly live. You see him dealing with his own personal identity, and it's just really good stuff. And just Andrew Scott's performance just really knocks it out of the park. Also, Jamie Bell and the mom, they have their performances is great, and also the boyfriend, the guy did a great job as well. Just being there for him as well, just being on by his side when he's going through a lot of shit. It's just really nice to see. It's nice to see a guy, you know, being there for the guy, and it's good. But yeah, this film is great. I think it's worth watching, and it is so powerful. It's such a powerful film, and I believe it's a very personal film. You could tell you could tell this is a personal story, and you could tell because, like, the guy, Andrew Scott plays a screenwriter, and yeah, it's very personal, I believe, and which is very good. I think it's like, it feels real, and you can tell the emotions are there, and it's not far-fetched. And man, in a way, I did love this film. All of Us Strangers is definitely worth watching in theaters, and it's really not only is it like a romance movie, but there's some fantasy aspects to it that makes it different from the rest, and it's really interesting, and I did really had a great time watching it.